You have reached Carol Walker. Leave a message at the beep, and I'll get back to you soon.
Hey, Mom. I'm just waiting for a plane to arrive, and I figured I'd give you a call. You were pretty upset all those years ago when I told you I was enlisting, and I wanted to give you some context. You asked some really good questions, and I didn't know how to answer them at the time, so I'll just start there. I don't want to kill people, and I don't want to die, and I'm doing this to protect you and Angie. I was barely 11 when Redonia was attacked. You remember. The members of Erovian Pact forces, dressed as the Sovinian army, detonated a chemical bomb in Rassiter. Obviously, you remember. Okay, I'll just tell it how I believe it. We were attacked by the Erovian Pact because Redonia hadn't joined the war between the Pact, the Futurist Accords, and the Old World Powers forces. The Erovian Pact has the least amount of nations in their little group, so they figured if they could come after us posing as Sovinia, we would join them to fight the other two groups. You know. 1,049 people died in the bombing, and another 5,000 died in the days after. Those who survived still have long-term health problems. You know that part. You know that part. You asked me why we're still fighting. We pushed them off of Redonian soil, and now we are fighting overseas in Erovia and Belvak. I don't really know why we're doing that either. The higher-ups say that it's to stop them from attacking us again. But maybe it is just to fight. Maybe it's a land grab. Maybe we want what little resources those two countries have so we can protect ourselves from the Futurist Accords nations and the Old World powers should they ever turn their gaze towards us. I don't know. I enlisted to protect you and Angie. I'm just infantry. I don't know if the Erovians want to bomb us again. I don't know if the Belvak government wants to try and invade us again. What I do know is they hit us once. When I think about it, going to Belvak, I'm not thinking about their resources. I'm barely even thinking about them. I'm thinking about you and Angie back home, sitting on that ratty couch, watching the trivia timer, yelling at contestants that get simple questions wrong. My drill sergeant said that no soldier who goes to war because they hate the enemy comes home. Only soldiers who love what's at home stand a chance of surviving. I'm not doing this for Redonia, or for the provincial council, or because I even disagree with the solidarist government structure that Erovia and Belvak have. I'm going into hell so that you and Angie don't have to. Frankly, I think their ideas are pretty sound. You know, a union leader for every walk of life, helping run the nation. A person who knows the needs of the dock workers, who helps moderate the government for them. It seems fine, maybe a bit messy, and it's not that different than what Redonia already has. I mean, the provincial council just consists of politicians who stand for the interests of their provinces so they can debate other politicians. In Erovia and Belvak, they just have union heads and corporate leaders doing the thing our politicians are doing. Instead of operating off of national collective bargaining, we just let the politicians do the collective bargaining. The Futurist Accords thinks that a team of scientists and the computer program should lead the whole world to save us from climate change. and the old world powers just want a planet-wide Congress making choices for the world as a whole. I'm not smart enough to say any of those governmental structures are wrong. That's not why I'm going. The man with the money points, and the soldier fights to protect their family back home, on every battlefield. I'm not a politician, I don't intend to be one. It's an oxymoronic cliche to fight for peace, but I think most of the people I serve with would agree that that is the only reason they signed up. The benefits are garbage, war is hell, the pay is barely enough to keep us alive, and if I could make this choice again, I would do the same thing. Erovia is gorgeous. This beautiful jungle with these old cities and cute towns. Belvak is a frozen hellscape, yet I'd enlist all over again if it meant Angie doesn't need to when she turns 18. The higher-ups say we're winning. The news says we've already lost. The Special Forces guys are wearing flannels instead of uniforms because they're too expensive for the army to produce en masse without the people's charity. Who cares? Half the guns we use at this point we take from enemies on the battlefield. Anyways, I'm gonna be deployed for 9 months, but I promise I'll be home before you know it. I have cell service, so you can call if you want. I'd like that. Tell Angie she's gonna kill it at the talent show, and take care of yourself, Mom. I promise this won't last much longer. I love you. I'm sorry.
Dial Tone Terminus is an unfiction horror podcast produced by Livewire Stories that serves as a companion piece to Amity After Dark. This show is written and produced by Gwen Fullman. The narrator for this episode was voiced by Gwen Fullman. If you enjoyed this episode and want to hear more, please consider subscribing to our Patreon at Livewire Multimedia Stories to receive episodes a week early for only $2 a month. Check out our website at livewiretabletop.wixsite.com/livewire. Subscribe to us on YouTube or join our Discord in the description below. Truly, the best way you can support us is to show this episode to a friend. Thank you.